All right, so like I said, I was gonna share and do kind of reaction video for Quantum TV. I really like his content, his presentation, the things he talks about. He really helps out if you're looking to buy a new TV, things of that nature as well. But he does have some really good opinions in regards to the whole gaming situation. So let's just get right into it and see what he's talking about.
My Xbox Series X is a bad purchase until the mid-cycle refresh, since I have so many Xbox fanboys and fanatics attack, defame, and just continue to run with such negative conversation. I wanted to kind of clear the air with facts that most of them are not looking at. Now, disclaimer. This is not an attack on Xbox gamers, contrary to popular belief, and this has nothing to do with PlayStation 5. This isn't some console war propaganda. This video instead is about highlighting why Xbox Series X is a bad move to help, again, ground this whole anticipation in some form of reality. Now, that being said, smack a like on this video if you appreciate these kinds of things.
I will put the link at the bottom of this.
All right, so let's talk about it. First off, there are no exclusives until 2022 because, again, there's a 2-year hiatus. I mean, come on, a whole 2 years later before you see something made specifically for Series X. Now, Microsoft will leave you relying on multiplats that, honestly, anyone can play and pumping out games designed for old hardware. I mean, seriously, that means Xbox Series X is held back from day one. And HDMI 2.1 is a nice thing and everything, but I mean, right now, the vast majority of 4K consumers have 4K 60 TVs, and devs will target 120 FPS. So while games will have up to 120 FPS, again, up to is not locked. And technically, that support is there, but it's unrealistic to expect anything above 60 FPS, right? Especially for most titles, because that represents the vast demographic of people. I mean, these are basically 20 series consoles with HDMI 2.1, which is cool and everything, but definitely isn't designed with 4K 120 FPS at the forefront of these machines. Remember, support and target performance are two different things. Now, another reason why it's a bad move right now is because all Xbox games are going to other platforms like PC. There's no exclusive game serving as an answer as to why you should buy the Xbox brand or console. Because honestly speaking, just saying you're Xbox and you're making a new machine, that isn't enough. People buy games and gaming consoles to enjoy themselves. And honestly speaking, how are you going to enjoy yourself if for the first 2 years, nothing's special about your machine? And then when they do make exclusive games for the Xbox brand, they're just going to go to other platforms that, again, I mean, I don't even know how that's possible. I mean, it really kind of sucks because I used to be a real big lover when games came out. They were exclusive reasons to buy a product. And for everyone about to say that that's pro-consumer, shut up. Because the reality is, this is anti-consumer. Because the companies are no longer trying to fight for your business. And the walking away of exclusive games and walking away from exclusive games proves that point oh so very clearly. They don't care about you, they care about selling subscription services. So you're pretty much just a number on a spreadsheet at this point in time, and that's disgusting. I mean, Xbox would be the best place to play if more gamers thought like me and wanted exclusive reasons to be an Xbox gamer. The third reason is because it's just expensive as hell this time around. A lot of people have not done the figures on this, but it's honestly just as expensive as PC. The console alone is $500, and it comes with only 800 gigabytes of available system storage because, again, you know, it eats away at 200 of that. So, again, when you have 200 gigabytes already going to system storage, then that leaves you with a smaller list of games that you can put on this machine. And honestly speaking, with games getting bigger, you'll end up, again, buying that 219 SSD to add extra storage here from Seagate. I mean, that expansion is going to be really expensive. And again, it drives the price up way beyond what we were expecting. And that puts it well over the $700 price range. We haven't talked about Xbox Live. We haven't talked about those of you who maybe want Game Pass, but let's talk about the elephant rhino in the room. I don't care who you are or what you claim, you're at some point going to buy a physical game for your Xbox or something close to it. And then you're going to pay $69.99 unless you find it on sale. But again, games, hardware, I mean, accessories, this is all adding up to be really expensive. And the whole convenient mantra isn't really going so well when it's costing so much. And I feel like if it was going to be a $700 console to get the storage that you actually needed, because let's be real, you're not buying Series X not to take advantage of the SSD capabilities. So if it was going to be that expensive, I'd rather just them come out and make a $800 to $1,000 machine for the people who want that power, who want the extra capabilities, and then make the cheap one for those who want to lowball and just play a layman's gaming console. I mean, that would have made more sense than nickel and diming the hell out of this transaction. And mark my words, once you add everything up, again, even by the mid-cycle refresh, you would have spent a lot more than that $500 console price tag that everybody's talking about. So again, it's just as expensive as a PC would be. Now, when we talk about gaming and everything like that, this is not a self-reliant machine. Digital Foundry showed old Xbox One games not being able to be fully optimized on its own, relying on a third-party developer to patch the game, meaning Microsoft isn't utilizing the full power you just paid for, and now you're already relying on developer patches. Again, this is bad because they're already working on new titles. Developers would have to want to take the time and manpower away from games to work on older stuff just to do Xbox's job for them. This means that games will be either de-optimized when they come out on, again, Series X because they're splitting their manpower, or you're just not going to get that optimization on older games and it's going to run like crap. At the end of the day, it's not ideal, and Microsoft needs to understand that they need to button up their products. Backwards compatibility suggests that you are going to be supporting the older games. And for Microsoft not to have done that in its entirety and to the fullest extent is just, again, big missed opportunity in my opinion. Now, the fifth reason why this is a bad move right now is because it's misleading people with claims of 4K 120. Microsoft is literally making gamers think that it can run games at 4K locked, and in reality, it's just an uncapped frame rate. A lot of people are running out and buying TVs for this. I literally every day on my channel as an AV YouTuber get questions about the best TVs for PS5. And they're running out and buying based off of this. And the reality is you're going to have an uncapped frame rate. And again, that gives you varying degrees of performance. It's dodgy as an experience overall. And in some cases, you're not even getting the performance that you're expecting because, again, it's varying performance with some games using dynamic resolution, others using 1080p just to pull off this 120 FPS. And honestly speaking, it's not ideal. I guess to round this whole thing out, I would say that, day one, Xbox is still going to be a great choice for the laymen who, again, just want mindless gaming and don't want to have to ever think about what goes into consoles and what you pay and the cost to value ratio. Then by all means, they're going to keep doing what they want to do, regardless of what I say. But if you truly value gaming and you truly value the power that you paid for, I would buy a PC right now, and I'd wait for this beta test to be over and the mid-cycle refresh to come out, because let's be real, the mid-cycle refresh will be the Xbox Series X you should have been getting day one, and you know that it's true. That being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching the #1 brand in honesty. If I saved you some money, maybe consider subscribing, smack like on this video. As always, until the next video, I'll see you guys later.
And as you can see, he's quite the comedian. But yeah, that's Quantum TV. His opinion on why the Xbox Series X is not a good buy on day one. He says the mid-cycle refresh is when you'll start seeing things that maybe makes people go out and buy the system. And the same thing can obviously be said for the PlayStation 5. So again, no Microsoft hate. It's just he had a lot of, Xbox fanboys coming at him. So he wanted to address, the elephant in the room. And so again, I've heard from other people that Sony fanboys are really bad or just as bad or worse or whatever. I haven't come across it, which, to be honest, again, coming off of the last or literal current consoles that we have right now with the Xbox One and the PS4, what does Sony have to be mean about when their system, you know, again with the fanboy, you know, based on fanboy rules or fanboy, you know, foundation. Again, the console war was about who sells the most. PS4 sold 109 million. Microsoft Xbox One sold 47 million. It wasn't even close. So they could be just out here flexing, and it is what it is. Again, I already showed y'all the Xbox One was more powerful than the PS4. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. So here we go again. You got the more powerful console, but what kind of games you got? And we talking 2 years before you got your real exclusives, because whatever exclusive you got, Microsoft don't mind putting it on PC. So I don't think there's ever going to be a exclusive strictly on the Xbox console, because Microsoft is like, we done with the console game. We ain't making no money on that. No way. We gonna put it on everything we possibly can. We gonna give away the daggone console just so we can get y'all on a subscription Netflix account, so you can pay us regardless of whether or not we putting out a game or not. We getting your money. So we gonna get your money whether you gaming or not. If our network go down, we still getting our money every month. So, but that being said, I'm not done. I'm finna hit you with one more video talking about them numbers. I'm gonna talk about how powerful your machine is. Let's talk about it. And I'm sure the Joker who I made the video for, he ain't watching or nothing, but he had made that comment, why get a PS5? It's not even engineered as good as the Xbox Series X. Oh, really? Because remember, the Microsoft employee said that the Xbox is engineered better. You know, it's what did he say? If it's faster or cooler, whatever is better engineered and all that stuff. Okay, I got a video for you. Stand by.